Hey everyone, this is Dr. Retro's weekly video game finds part 98 already. This is stuff that didn't come from the retro convention in Belgium because this came in just after I had finished my last video. So this is actually last week, but then in this week. Understand? So it's an SNES set, and the guy that I got this from was really not a clean guy, as you can see on the cartridge, and also the Super Nintendo was in horrible state. It's not even resellable, it's just that horrible. But there are some good games in here, that's the reason why I bought this set. Pro Action Replay 1 and Pro Action Replay 2. Not sure what the differences in these two are. Then Batman Returns, Clay Fighters, Mortal Kombat, NBA Jam, but this is the Super Famicom version, as you can see here on the back. Super Famicom, it says there. Mario All-Stars, Pilot Wings, Street Racer, Street Fighter 2, Daffy Duck the Marvin Missions, Virtual Soccer, Sailor Moon, which is quite a rare game, Super Ghouls and Ghosts, and this last one is Top Gear 2. And tell me, take a look at this cartridge or label and tell me what's wrong. Let's see if you found out. There's a USA code here, but this is not a USA cartridge. Also this logo gives away the USA. There's these Japanese stickers. Well, at least I call them Japanese, but there's these stickers over the holes where the screws are, and that's not normal with a cartridge. And I didn't show you this, but this is empty. It does show Super Famicom cartridge, but this is obviously a fake. So I think the NBA Jam TE one is also a fake. This week is gonna be special because we're going all over the place, from like PlayStation lamps that you see here to rare PC games, complete in-box consoles, handhelds, tabletops, NES games, Saturn, Sega, PlayStation, everything. Basically all of this came from the retro convention in Wetteren in Belgium. It was a really good convention. I found some amazing stuff, and you'll see that in a bit. So I'm going to start off with this PlayStation 2 store light. I traded this and it's in bad condition. As you can see, this is actually falling apart. But with some repairs, I just need some new stickers here to get it back together, and it will be a nice addition to my next game room. Not the current one, that one is full, but I do aim to get a different house in at least 5 to 10 years, so this is one for the long run. But I got it cheap, and if I clean it up and fix it, it's gonna be a nice light. So let's shine a light on the rest of my finds. We started with PlayStation with the light, so let's continue down that path. PlayStation 1 games. First one is Klonoa Door to Phantom Isle. This is a really cool and quite special platforming game, and I've seen this game double or triple in price over the last few years. So if you don't have this one yet, and if you do want it for your collection, do not hesitate too long, because this will be a game that in a couple of years will probably reach the 3-figure mark. It's not super rare, but it's mostly very desired and a good game, and that always adds something to the price. Crash Team Racing and another copy of Crash Team Racing, Exhumed, Silent Hill, and the last one is Digimon World Part 1. Then for the GameCube we have Zelda the Wind Waker Limited Edition, so this one comes with the bonus disc that has Ocarina of Time Master Quest, and Ocarina of Time and Ocarina of Time Master Quest, and of course the Wind Waker itself, which is my favorite Zelda game. It's the one it's one of the few Zeldas I completed. I played almost all Zeldas, but hardly completed any of them, and I did complete the Wind Waker, even though the part with the collecting of the Triforce parts, which was really dreadsome. Then Killzone, the Collector's Edition Steelbook. This is actually the first Steelbook that ever got released. As I said in the beginning, we're going all over the place this week, and this kind of shows you the far end of video game collecting. This is a board game version of Pac-Man. I traded these, it's a whole pile of them. It's twice Pac-Man and 2 other ones, which I'll show you in a bit. And this Pac-Man comes with 4 colored Pac-Men, or Pac-Men, yeah. It's plural, has an E, I think. A red one, a blue one, a yellow one, and a green one. And all you do is just walk these over the board and eat up the dots. And you have yellow dots, the power pellets, and there's 2 ghosts that you need to chase. It's I honestly haven't played it. but I think it's quite a fun game. It looks like a fun game. Here we have another one. Then there's Frogger. This is also a board game. These are all by MB, and they're all based on the Atari versions of these arcade classics. There's actually a couple more. There's one for the Zaxxon, there's one for the Fender, and I think 2 or 3 more. I have them all except one, I believe. And this is the Donkey Kong version. Let me show you what's inside there. Here the Donkey Kong board. And there you see Mario, a couple colored Marios. Here's your Donkey Kong. And basically you're trying to get up and avoid the barrels, just like in the original Donkey Kong arcade game. So from the edge of collecting we go right back to my comfort zone, PC big boxes. Mystery Exile Collector's Edition comes with a guide and a soundtrack and a lot more. Birthright or Birthright. I always mix up if it's Birthright or Birthnight. Vampire the Masquerade Redemption, Klingon Honor Guard. This is Revenant, upside down. Then Prince of Persia 3D, Siege, and this is Age of Empires Part 2, The Age of Kings. Some more big boxes, Blair Witch Volume 3, The Ellie Kedward Tale. I think there's a film of this as well. I know there's Part 1 and Part 2 in film. And the Blair Witch one, seriously, that is probably the most scary thing I ever saw. I really got scared during that movie. Cannon Fodder Part 2, Z, PAX Eminent Domain, PAX Imperia Eminent Domain. The Star Trek Omnipedia, which is a voice-activated guide to the future. So this is like porn for Star Trek fans. Scooby-Doo Mystery of the Fun Park Phantom, and Myth the Fallen Lords. From PC we're taking a small step to console gaming. Street Fighter 2 for the SNES, and then 4 complete in-box NES games. Maniac Mansion, Shadow Warriors Ninja Gaiden, Turtles Part 1, Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles. As you can see here in Europe they were heroes, not ninjas. And Popeye, but the hang tab is missing. This is the part that usually gets torn off, which makes it such a really nice extra for me if it's still on there. Time for some more obscure stuff. This is Tandy Soccer, and yeah, I'm not sure if this counts as a tabletop console game because there's not really, how you say is there's not really a gameplay. It's just a bunch of lights. That is gameplay, of course, but it's nothing. It's not compared to Game & Watch. So this is quite a big thing, and these are really old. Let's see if they put a year on this. No, they didn't. But these are old. You can see that from the design, etc. So you could control these little dots here and try to score, I guess. Then we have something similar. This is Mastermind, Master Merlin, and yeah, I don't really know what to do, but the instructions are on the back, but they're in French. But to me it looks like Mastermind, but not 100% sure if that's it. And then we have this twin competition target game Space War. I haven't opened the box yet. I got these in a lot because this guy had a whole bunch of these. You'll see more later, and he wasn't sure what to do with them. And this one's actually still taped shut, so I'm gonna open that later. Maybe I'll do an unboxing video of this because I'm quite interested to see what this is. If you need to shoot lasers or balls, not sure. Photon ray pistol, so it's probably a light gun. I have a couple more of these, let me show you those. Remember that I said I had some obscure stuff? Well, I hope you're not disappointed. This is a Microvision 4-in-a-row cartridge, and as far as I know this was the first handheld game that used switchable cartridges, because this is the cartridge. You had to slip that into your Microvision console, and this is really basic game, 4-in-a-row. Everyone knows that. Then we have the Video Games Console TV Boy. Doesn't even say, oh there's NICS. Let's see what games it has, if there's anything familiar on there. Desert Strike, River Raid, Pac-Mania, Asteroid, The Jungle, Pinball, Sea Hunter, etc. So let's see what this bad boy looks like. There's a lot of fiddle there. There we have it. Ah, this looks... If you see something like this on a flea market, doesn't this just scream cheap ass crap? Well, for me it does. You need to put batteries in, a whole lot of them. and that's probably your TV out here, antenna out, and this is your charger. So this is actually quite old because it has an antenna out and not a so it has RF and instead of a component or composite. Quite curious to see if this still works. Gonna test it out later. Let's put this on the side and see what else we have. This is split second. It has 5 themes and 8 action games. Yeah, let's take a quick look. These are all really good condition, by the way, considering their age. There we have it. Still in the baggie. Well, the sticker looks kind of faded. And yeah, it's probably an early one of those, you know, back in the day you had those Tetris consoles that had over 1,000 games, which were all just Tetris, but then with some block alterations, etc. This is probably something like that. Not sure. This last one here is Tomy Electronic World Cup. Let's see what this one looks like. It's basically the same one as I showed earlier, but then a little more sophisticated. There's still only lights below here, there's no figures moving, etc. But it's, like I said, more sophisticated version. Probably a later release. So that's it for the... oh no, wait, I have more tabletop stuff. Before we get to 2 more of those crazy tabletops, I have some PC big box, and these are the last few for now. Syndicate Wars, Warhammer Shadow of the Horned Rat, Apocalypse, XCOM Apocalypse, Starfleet Academy Strategic Command, which is an expansion, I think. Because I have this, but then without the Strategic Command. I think it's an expansion. Chronicles of the Sword, Knights of the Round Table, Dungeon Keeper, and Fantasy General. Some random stuff. Virtua Racing and Toe Jam and Earl for the Sega Mega Drive. Street Fighter 2, Pokemon Blue, and Zelda the Oracle of Ages for the Game Boy. And these 2 came in the PC lot I showed earlier, but they're obviously not PC games. This is Hole-in-One Special MSX2 cartridge, and this is Greatest Driver, also for the MSX2. Looks a bit like Lotus. Never saw that before. Like I said, we're not done with the tabletops yet, but before that I have 3 Game & Watch, or at least handheld games. First up, Donkey Kong. You've seen this before. One of my favorite handheld games. And then there is this one. It's by Q&Q, but it doesn't say a name anywhere. It's quite a fun game actually. You need to throw down spears to catch fish. Then there's this one. Donkey Kong. Game & Watch, Nintendo. It's a standard game, but what makes this very special is that it's the pocket-sized version. Donkey Kong got released in a normal version. It's the orange box, really familiar, you see those quite often, but these are the pocket-sized versions. American re-releases with graphical, comical art on the front. And these are really rare and also really desired by collectors. Not sure yet if I'm going to keep this myself, because I have the original version. I'm not a variant collector when it comes to Game & Watches. A couple years ago I had the Mario Bros. Pocket-sized version, also sold that. So this one is probably going on the sales pile, but it does look amazing, and I'm really cool that I found it in the wild. Then, tabletops. Caveman by, what was it again? Tomy. The screen is all the way back there. I don't have those C batteries yet, need to go pick a couple of them up to test if these are working, but I got these from other collectors, so I'm pretty sure they will be working. Same goes for Super Cobra. This one is complete in the box, has everything with it, and as you can see here on the little screen, it's like a helicopter shooting game. There aren't any other gameplay shots on the box as far as I know. Yeah, it's the same one. But a tabletop in the box, you don't see that often. That's the basic reason why I picked it up. I don't know the game, but a tabletop in a box, that's a must-have. Before we get to the end of the video, which is of course the grand finale with the stuff that I'm keeping, but first some other stuff that came in this week. So from now on it's not anymore from the retro convention, except the stuff that I'm keeping, because that's again from the retro convention. First up are 4 Game & Watch consoles, or LCD game consoles, whatever you want to call them, because they're not official Nintendo ones. This one is Treasure Island, Tom's Adventure, Coffee House, and Smurf by Tiger. They're all in great condition, at least the boxes are. The consoles are as well from these three, but this one has some major LCD bleeding, so yeah, didn't know that when I bought it, because that makes the game pretty much unplayable. But the box is in really good condition and it's quite a rare game, so not sure what I'm gonna do with it. Time for me stuff. First up, Carmageddon Max Pack. I already have this, but mine is missing both the mouse mat and the keyring. This one has the mouse mat, so all I'm looking for now is the keyring to get one complete set. Thing is, with these sets, those small little extras like key rings or whatever, they always get lost, and that's really a pity, because you need those to make the set complete. Then some stuff that came from the retro convention in Wetteren. There was an older elderly woman, she came up to me and she said, "Hey, I have some Game & Watch consoles, are you interested in trading or buying them?" Well, hell yes. Lifeboat complete in box, in quite good condition. The box is a little bit faded here and there, but this is one of the harder to find Game & Watches in this series. It's not as hard to find as Rain Shower, already have that by the way, but it's definitely number 2 in this series. So really happy to finally have that one complete. Then for my Sega CD collection, which is really small at this point, and I'm working on making it bigger every time I go to a convention, Mickey Mania and Dungeon Master 2 Skull Keep. Skyrim for the PlayStation 3, I bought this only for the single reason that I have the limited edition with the statue that I showed you a couple weeks ago, but that's still sealed. I don't want to rip up the seal, so I just bought an extra copy to play. And then Cars Racerama. This is a game I bought for my little nephews who are currently borrowing my Wii, at least one of my Wiis, and they really love cars, and they also love Mario Kart and playing on my Wii, so that adds together. These two I bought simply for the reason that they are new, they have keys, and once in a while I tend to go back to my old habit and play World of Warcraft with some friends, and I just bought these so I could use the keys and play World of Warcraft with them when I'm free. Then sealed on card PlayStation 1 memory card. Just the girl selling these had a couple of these, and I wanted just one for my collection. L'Avventure di Lupin 3, and then Il Tesoro del Stregone. Well, as you can see, my Italian is horrible. This is an Italian only game for the PlayStation 2 by 505 Game Street, which is a publisher I collect for. They have really rare and obscure Japanese games, and they put them out in Europe, and I didn't have that one. Then for the Sega Saturn, The Horde and the Mansion of Hidden Souls. And then a really cool Super Nintendo game that I didn't have yet. I'm really happy to have in my collection. Sparkster, complete in box, good shape. This is not what I paid, by the way. Don't know why that's still on there. But yeah, now I have all 3 Sparkster games, because the Sega ones are different. Sparkster and Rocket Knight Adventures on the Sega are not the same as this game. So now I have all 3 different versions. Really cool platforming games. We're down to the last 3 items for this week, and as always I keep the very best for the very last. First is Wonderbook Press Kit. I traded this from a guy that works for 9 Lives. It's a Belgian gaming magazine, and I traded it for the Grand Theft Auto 4 press kit. I had a spare one. It's the Wonderbook Press Kit, and I'm actually really looking forward to trying this out. I've never played any augmented reality games that were actually worthwhile, and I'm a big Harry Potter fan, so J.K. Rowling, Pottermore, Book of Spells. Yeah, I kind of want to try this out and see if it's any good. I don't think I'm the target audience because I'm too old for that, but who knows. Then for the PC, this is the Infocom Solid Gold Triple Pack Part 1. The special thing about this is that it's really old and really rare. It contains 3 games: Letter Goddesses of Phobos, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, and Zork 1. And they're not in boxes but in sleeves. Let me take out one and show you. Let's see, this is the first one. So when we open that up, there you see one 5.25 inch floppy, manual, etc. And there's 3 of these sleeves in there. Getting these games separate in the big box version is like completely not impossible. Nothing is impossible, but it's near impossible because these are really old and also really rare and really desired. So finding one for a good price is really tough. And for now, this will do in my collection. 3 really old cool games. And then the last item of this week, something I had been looking for only a short while, because first I thought I didn't want it, but now I thought, yeah, I just want one complete in the box, not that I'm going to use it, but here we have it, a complete in-box Sega Mega Drive 32X. It's the PAL version, the European version, and this is the rarest expansion for the Mega Drive. Mega CDs are not easy to find, especially part 1 or version 1, but you can find those. Part 2 is not too hard to find, but a 32X complete in-box, the European version, is really tough to find. There's always the CDX and the Mega Multi, etc., which are even more hard to find, but this is just an expansion for the Mega Drive, and those others, well, if I find one on my path, I'll buy it, but I'm not really actively looking for them. I also made a list of 32X games that I want for my collection. It's not really a long list. It contains basically Colibri, Tempo, Knuckles Chaotix, and that's about it. If there are any other 32X games that are worthwhile and that did not get a release on a different console, let me know. Maybe I'll add them to my list. I'll also do an unboxing of this once later. So if you want to see what's inside, that video will be coming up not soon, but at some point in this year. So that was it for this week. Hope you enjoyed watching this. If you want to see more, check out my channel. Like me on facebook.com/drretromd to stay up to date on everything. And I hope to see you again next time. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.